Alright, how's it going, world? This is Grant with Retro Games and More, coming at you with a new video, or the video I should have been doing a while back. This is going to be my Pokemon Red LP, Pokemon Red Proud Eyes Edition Nuzlocke run, and we'll go ahead and get it started. Hopefully I got my controller set up right. So with this edition of Pokemon Red, this hack, this is the Proud Eyes Edition version 4.0. The author of this hack integrated sprites from Generation 2 and Generation 1, as you can see with the background there. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright. Feels weird doing an LP with my wife sitting next to me. If you can see, that's my big pregnant wife. Wave, Courtney.
I just did.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't get you in the webcam. Anyways, okay, let's get this LP started. Alright, so, I did have a lot of ambition for this LP before, but I just don't have a lot of time to put in all the work that I really wanted to put into this, this video series. I might be able to later down the line, once my son is born, and once I can get over that little hump there. But alright, so what I want to do is I'm going to name my character Red, after the Pokemon manga. I was thinking about doing my standard screen name, but I like Red, I think that works. But I'm not going to name Gary Blue. Although that would be fitting, but I want to name him Gary because that's all I can think of him being called as Gary.
It's always Gary.
Yeah, it just doesn't sound right any other way, so, alright. Alright, so with the Nuzlocke challenge, if you're watching this, you probably already know what that entails, but there's 3 main rules to a Nuzlocke challenge. The first rule is if your Pokemon faints during battle, your Pokemon is then considered dead, or unworthy of, you being unworthy of training it, and you either have to A, put it in a death box, which is what a lot of LPers do, or B, release it, and that's what I'm going to be doing. I want to release the Pokemon into the wild, so it doesn't give me an opportunity, even if I was, but I wouldn't anyways, is get him out of the death box, but I'm just going to release it. So let's go ahead and get started with the game. The Nuzlocke challenge doesn't start until you get your first Pokeball, so we have to get through all this introductory stuff. Excuse me. Second rule of Nuzlocke is you can only catch the first Pokemon in each route that you go through. I got the duplicate calls in states, so say if I go to the second route and see the same Pokemon that I saw on the first route, I can skip over that Pokemon and try again, and if I encounter the same Pokemon 3 times in a row, by the 3rd time I either have to catch the duplicate anyways or just kill it. So the third mainstay rule in Nuzlocke Challenge is you must nickname your Pokemon, and that, you know, by their making your bond closer to your Pokemon or whatever. So, there are alternate rules, add-ons, and different things like that, like, you know, you only get 1 Poké Center visit per town, or you can only use X amount of potions, or you can only use potions, not Poké Centers, and you can't use potions, but you can only use Poké Centers. That's the main add-ons that you hear about all the time. I'm thinking about doing that, but I'm not real sure. What would you think would be fair for me? Say X, like 3 Poké Center visits per town, something like that.
But no potions at all?
No. I gotta use potions. Screw that rule. That rule is not. That's not worth it.
I was gonna say maybe you could limit yourself to only being able to carry 5 potions at a time, and then unlimited Poké Center when you're in a town or something. I don't know.
That might work. We'll think about that rule, but let's just stay with the main ones. All right. So 3 main Pokemon to choose from. We'll go over them real quick. We got Charmander. Obviously prefers hot places. When it rains, steam is set to sprout from the tip of its tail. Charmander's what I normally go with. That was, you know, my first Pokemon ever, you know, from ever playing the series to begin with. Honestly, all the sprites are really cool. I like how he integrated the 2nd gen sprites over, but the Charmander sprite looks a little derpy to me. I kind of like the original one. But every other sprite in the game looks really good, but the Charmander one just looks pretty silly. I would go with Charmander. Oh, I accidentally went with Charmander. Awesome.
Awesome.
I forgot. Apparently I mapped the keys backwards. Okay, so we're going with Charmander. So really common, but that'll work. So we'll name our Charmander. Now I gotta think of a nickname. Anything? You got anything, Courtney?
No.
Alright, I'll go with the classic. The first time I ever got my Charmander, I named it Blaze. Don't ask why, I was like 12 years old, I don't know. So Blaze it is. Okay. Now, with this hack of the Pokemon ROM, there's a lot of new integrations. There's new items at Pokemarts. Trainer battles are changed, you know, for the harder. Generally, I'm guessing. I'm going to be doing kind of a blind run. I've only went up to, I've only test played this version up to Brock, so I'm not real for sure if a lot of the wild trainer battles, you know, how different they're going to be. So I guess we'll find out. I know with Gary here, his Pokemon is one level higher than yours, which isn't the normal, you know, normal of the series. Normally you have the same level Pokemon, so this kind of makes it a little tougher. And there's a Squirtle sprite, which looks pretty cool. Another thing, when it comes down to Pokemon, you know, you have to grind a lot generally. So what I want to do is integrate a little bit fast forwarding to make, you know, a lot of the grinding go by quicker. Actually, I'll go ahead and integrate that now and show you how it looks. It kind of messes up the music, so what I'll do is if I do training montages, I'll just cancel out the music. And level 7. I'll cancel out the music and I'll just integrate music over top of it while we're doing some grinding. But the guy that developed this hack really said the best way to do it is try not to level up. As, you know, try to keep a low level so it doesn't make it too easy. But it's going to be tough with the Nuzlocke challenge anyway. So, but yeah, the official Nuzlocke doesn't start until we get that first Pokeball. So let's go ahead and get Professor Oak's aid and get the game started with. So, or Professor Oak's aid. What am I talking about? Professor Oak's parcel. Gonna go pick up one of his coworkers.
New one?
No, see, the aides are his co-workers or whatever,
yeah,
right?
and the new ones you go, like, see their aides.
Oh, you do that in this one, too. Yeah, you go there, some of his aides are spread, and that's another thing integrated with this hack as well. Actually, we'll go ahead and speed through this battle real quick. Is that the Pokemon, Professor Oak's aides, normally you have to have a set amount of Pokemon to get said item from Professor Oak's aides. Like you have to have, you know, 30 Pokemon to get the item finder, for example, or something. I'm not for sure if that is the original, but anyways, using that as an example, I believe he integrated it to where you don't have to have as many Pokemon because this hack is kind of catered to the Nuzlocke challengers. So I'm not real for sure. I mean, we'll find out once we get to one of his aides to see, you know, exactly what we need. I want to try to keep this video under 15 minutes, so we're probably not going to be able to start the official Nuzlocke run until the next video. So, actually, you know what? I want to try to rush back to Professor Oak so we can actually maybe get our first Pokemon. Now, another integration with this hack is that there are different Pokemon in each route. And I know of the Pokemon in the first route, but I don't know of the differences in the rest of the route. So it's kind of going to be, like I said, kind of be a blind run. So, but there is one Pokemon in particular that I would like to get as my first Pokemon on Route 1. And hopefully, let's go ahead and skip through all this text real quick. Hopefully I can get the one I'm talking about. And if I can, then you'll see. If not, then I'll tell you which Pokemon I wanted to catch if I did catch it anyway. So. Alright, sorry if you wanted to read all the text. I'll probably slow it down for when we actually get the Nuzlocke started officially. I just want to get through all this intro stuff, you know.
Most people will know what it says.
Everybody that watches this video is gonna know. If this is your first time seeing a Pokemon game, then I'm very surprised that you are watching my video. As it being your first, so. Alright, let's go ahead and get our first Pokeballs. One of the other things integrated is the difference in Pokemon items. You'll see real quick once I try to buy it. So, he has Hyper Potions in this mart. Normally, you don't get Hyper Potions. I don't even believe you get Hyper Potions until after, like...
Way later.
Yes, way later in the game. So, you can get those now. Way overpriced, so I'm not going to be able to get any of those. I need to go pick up that free potion from the dude. Down the first route. So, okay, we'll go ahead and buy 6 Pokeballs. Oh, Computer went to sleep there. We'll buy 6 Pokeballs. And I'll buy 4 antidotes because we'll have to be going through, excuse me, the Viridian Forest. And those Weedles will poison the shit out of you, so. Alright, so we're about 10 minutes into the video. You see how Camtasia shows you the
time?
Yeah, that's really nice integration. So, I'll tell you the tools of the trade. They're different from last time. I was using Virtual Boy Advance, or Visual Boy Advance as the emulator. And I stopped using it because it didn't work with Fraps, because I wanted to use Fraps, but, oh, looks like our first Pokemon is Meowth. So that's not the Pokemon. That's not the Pokemon I wanted to get at first, but I like Meowth because Persian's pretty kick-ass. The first Pokemon that you can encounter, or one of the first Pokemon that you can encounter in Route 1, one of them is Lickitung, and I thought Lickitung would be pretty awesome to get, so. But Meowth's cool. Meowth's different from the, you know, the standard. Of course, you get a critical hit.
That makes it easier to catch.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and try to catch it real quick. I like getting it down into the red before we try to catch, generally, but... Alright, we got Meowth. Let's see what it says for Meowth. Adores circular objects, wanders the streets on a nightly basis to look for dropped loose change.
Okay. Penny Pincher? Well, you don't have that much time.
I can name it Penny. That'll work. I like Big Bang Theory.
Is it a girl?
Well, see, this thing about this edition, there was no sexes, yeah. Alright, so what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was going to get the potion from that one dude. Wait, where was it? Is he down here? Oh, there he is down there. Okay. So we'll grab this potion and we'll end the video after that, and appreciate you watching. Keep an eye out for the videos to come. I'm going to try to integrate a lot of different options, try to make it as professional as I can. But bear with me, I'm not for sure when my son's going to actually come to this earth. It could be any day now, and that'll, you know, halt production a little bit there as well. But I do appreciate you watching, you know, appreciate any feedback, and yeah, keep your eye out. Thanks again. Take it easy.